let's go again. So this is part one, the invisible zipper. The thing you notice about an invisible zipper is that the teeth don't show, correct? Okay. So the way we're going to prep the zipper is this. We're going to open up the zipper. We're going to put it face down, so right side down on the ironing board, okay? And then our goal is this. Do you see how the teeth are kind of standing up right now? Our goal is to press it so that the teeth are flat, okay? So the only way to do this is to start at the beginning and press this flat. You're pressing it flat. Now, do you do this for 15 minutes so the zipper melts? No, and these zippers do melt. But you do it until it's pretty flat. You see the difference? This is flat, this is standing up. Pretty big difference, right? And what you're going to do is you do it until it's just kind of hard to do it. I mean, you can't get it all the way down to the end, but you can get it pretty far. Okay? So that's it. Zipper prepped. You want to mark the 1-inch seam allowance on the right side, on the correct side of the fabric, the right side of the fabric. You need it marked on the right side of the fabric. So what you want to make sure is that whatever you mark it with comes off easily. So test it on a little scrap. If you do it with a fine chalk, just do it on a scrap and make sure it brushes off. Okay, they generally do. The only one that doesn't is sometimes the pink one is a little hard to get off. And then I'm going to mark a 3/4 of an inch mark at the top. And when I do the zipper application, I'll explain to you why I'm doing 3/4 of an inch. So everybody see 3/4 of an inch on both pieces. Okay, this is what an invisible zipper foot looks like. And every machine makes one. Some of them have proprietary ones, and some of them have, you can use generic ones. Generally, the ones that are made for specific machines are pretty expensive. And the generic ones, obviously, are less expensive. So the first thing that's important is that you lay out your skirt, and I have right sides up, correct? These are the right sides. And you want to have it so that this is the wearer's right and this is the wearer's left. What do I mean by this? If this was an assembled skirt and it was on me, this would be on my right-hand side and this would be on my left-hand side, right? So I'm going to refer to this as the wearer's right and the wearer's left. And here's my invisible zipper. Now, what I do right now, you should all do before you start sewing the zipper in, because this will help you. You want to fold the garment how it's going to look when it's finished. This is what you want it to look like, right? If you look at my sample, that's what the invisible zipper looks like. There's no top stitching that's applying it. It just looks invisible, and it's like that. So there's, this side is going to be attached to this side. This side's going to be attached to this side, right? So there's no way I could sew that side on here with it being right, correct? Okay, so if this is going to have to be sewn on this side, I'm going to hold on to it. And this is the wording. On the wearer's right, the zipper is going to lay face down, and you're going to sew the left-hand side of the zipper when it's face down on the wearer's right. And the way that you process that is just fold it and make sure you have the right sides. Does that make sense? Now, where do I start the zipper? Remember I told you the 3/4 of an inch? The reason it's 3/4 of an inch is it's a 1/2 inch for the waist, and then another 1/4 of an inch so your fingers can get in and close the zipper. So the teeth are going to be right up against the 3/4 of an inch mark, okay? Now I have the invisible zipper foot attached. What do I do? Which side do I put it in? If I'm sewing the wearer's right, it goes in the right-hand side tunnel. If I'm sewing the wearer's left, it goes in the left-hand side tunnel. Okay? So I'm going to start. Now, what I would do is this. I would recommend trying these in muslin before you do it on your garment. They're hard to take out once they're in, so you don't want to make a mistake. So sew a few stitches, reverse, and the sewing is not very difficult because it's going right in the tunnel. And if you can see, with the zipper pressed flat, I'm just lining it up to my chalk mark, okay? And then you're just going to sew down as far as you can sew down, as comfortable. And when you can't sew anymore, you're just going to reverse a few stitches and clip your threads, okay? So we're attaching the second half of the zipper to this side. This side's much easier because once you've done the first side right, you only have one other side of the zipper. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip the skirt and lay my wearer's right flat. And here's what you want to make sure. It's very easy to twist the zipper here. You want to make sure you don't have a twist in it. And you want to make sure that it's exactly at the 3/4 of an inch mark as well, because you want to make sure they're level. And what did I say? When it's the wearer's left, it goes in which side of the tunnel?
Right side.
Left side. Wearer's right is right side, wearer's left is left side. Okay, same thing. Take a few stitches, reverse, and you're going to sew down until it's just not that comfortable to sew anymore. And you can get pretty close. It's a stubby little foot. Lift your threads and clip. Okay, next step. The next step is to close the remainder of the zipper up. The remainder of the seam up, okay? So what we're going to do is this. You're going to move this little tail out of the way, and we're going to sew from where we stopped all the way down until we're parallel with this notch, okay? Stop for a second. What you're going to do is this. It's easiest if you mark this. So we're going to take it and we're going to mark 1 inch. And you're going to do it until you're parallel with that notch, and that's where you're going to stop. So we're only sewing from here down to here, okay?
On the wrong side.
On the wrong side, correct. Not the most beautiful line I've ever drawn.
Where's the notch that you stopped at?
There's a notch right
Oh, okay.
here. And I have found that the easiest thing to to sew this with is the regular zipper foot. Okay? So that if I take my zipper foot with the right hand cut out, I can sew along here. If you only have one of them and it's the left hand one, you can do it, you can turn the skirt the other way.
Where do you start your line at?
I'm going to start sewing right where I stopped sewing the zipper. Okay? So the easiest way to do this is just to move that little tail of the zipper out of the way and sew. to make sure everything's lined up. Take a few stitches, reverse, and slowly and carefully, you're going to sew along the line you've drawn until you come parallel to the notch, and then you're going to reverse. Okay? And that's it. Video, I'm going to switch the order. Or no, I can't really, right? So what I'm going to do is this. I'm just going to finish the edges with an overlock. And try to pick the color that matches your skirt the best. And when you come to the corner here, what the best way to handle that is to kind of straighten it out like a straight line. And then you're just going to straighten out, overlock this one. Okay? And so that is the overlock, and of course you're going to do it to both sides.